I'm going to hit the record button. What's going on, everybody? Joe McCall here. This is a special REI Secrets webinar, and I'm publishing this live out to the world right now, hopefully on YouTube and Facebook. Hopefully it's working right now. Hope you guys are doing well. Today, I got a special thing. Yes, it's working. Nice. Okay. So I'm going to be showing you a little campaign that I'm going to build for you right now in Freedomsoft that is super simple and easy to do. And I'm going to show you how to target older listings on the MLS and how to send marketing to the realtor and the homeowner. This is one of my favorite strategies for finding deals because there are hundreds of deals right now. Yes, even in a hot seller's market, there are old listings. Believe it or not, even over the last couple of years, even the last year since the market's been so hot, there are still expired listings. There are still canceled listings. There are still properties that have been listed for over 60 days. And I thought all you had to do was stick a sign in the yard and you get multiple offers above asking price in days. And while that is happening, believe it or not, even in the hottest markets, there are properties that will not sell because the owners are asking too much. And so what happens to those sellers when they're asking too much? Okay. It's been a couple, 3 months. A hot market. I thought we were supposed to sell this thing. It hasn't sold yet. They start to get maybe a little bit of motivation, right? And then now, as I'm recording this, we're in the fall. You know, we just passed the house buying season, coming into the winter. This is one of the best times of the year to find deals. So we're coming into the Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's holiday soon here, right? Well, that's when everybody kind of takes a break. This is when you need to push on the pedal and accelerate your marketing, do more of it. There are still motivated sellers that will sell and will buy, motivated buyers that will buy houses during the holidays. So whatever you do, for heaven's sake, do not slow down your marketing during the holidays. This is when you need to ramp it up and do more of it. All right. So on this video, I have a group of clients and students on Zoom right now as I'm recording this. And I just asked them a minute ago, give me a market. Let's go into a brand new market. Let's start up a new campaign and I'll show you what I would do to start marketing. It's one of the favorite things I like to do in the REI Secrets podcast webinar series here is kind of talk about and show you, demonstrate some talking to sellers, making offers, doing some marketing campaigns live. And by the way, I'm going to be showing you how I'm doing this in Freedomsoft. I'm a big fan of Freedomsoft, use it and been selling it for a long time. I have what's called the Joe McCall Signature Edition of Freedomsoft, where you can get Freedomsoft and get all of my customizations, my contracts, my marketing pieces, my templates, my workflow automations, some of my websites, and they're in the Joe McCall Signature Edition. And you can get that. I would encourage you a couple ways, but I would encourage you to watch a webinar. I did a webinar with Rob Swanson, who's the guy who owns Freedomsoft now. And he's made some amazing changes and updates to the software over the years since when he bought it, maybe 5-6 years ago from Preston, the previous guy who owned it. And it's much better now. It's incredibly fast and it just is amazing. And so I did a webinar with him where we literally showed in minutes how to get hundreds of leads. And if you want to see that webinar, I have a URL that you can go to called hundredsofleads.com, hundredsofleads.com. And if you go there, the link is in the description of the YouTube video here or the Facebook description. And you can see that link, but go there and you'll see what we do and how we do it in just a quick, short little video. And you can get more information about Freedomsoft, how it works, and you can get the Joe McCall Signature Edition of it. Okay, cool. Are we all right? All right. Now, one of my coaching client students here, who was it? Lamario, talked about Little Rock, Arkansas. And I thought, well, that sounds good. I've not done much there, maybe ever. And so I wanted to go into that market right now. And I just want to make sure real quick, I am actually live in the YouTubes. Because I am good. I am. All right. Now let's look at Little Rock. One of the first things I like to do, I'm going to share my screen here. Cool. You guys see my screen? I'm in Redfin. I love Redfin. And what you kind of do, and I'll go here from the very beginning. You're going to just type in a market like Little Rock. All right. Oops. Little Rock. You're going to open it up and you'll see kind of a boundary of the city of Little Rock. You can remove the outline, which shows you everything. Now, there's 1,125 homes or properties for sale. You can zoom out to kind of get the larger market. Now, Little Rock's not a big market. I mean, it's not small either, but it's, it's kind of a big, small, big town or whatever, right? It's a great area. It's beautiful down there. But I'm going to look for older listings in the Little Rock area, older listings. I might even zoom out one more time here. Because Redfin, if you keep on zooming out, by the way, you'll see kind of the gray area where Redfin is not. And you'll see why I like Redfin here in a minute, because it gives me information that you don't get on Zillow or other sites like that. So Little Rock is right there in the middle. I'm going to go here to more filters. I want houses only. And I want to do max price under, because I can do cash deals. I can do lease option deals, but I want to stay under, let's just stay under 400 grand. Okay. In fact, let's open up a new thing here and just see Little Rock, Arkansas, AR, right? Yeah. AR county. What county is Little Rock in? Pulaski County. All right. So what I like to do now is do Pulaski County AR median home price. And usually Zillow pops up here and they have the Zillow home value index, which is one of the reasons why I like this part of the country. Look at the median home price there, $162,000. Now, obviously, if you go out into the suburbs, it's going to be more than that. But generally speaking, that's really good. And you know what else? The median rents, sometimes you see them here, are going to be pretty good as well. And yeah, see, it changes all the time. Sometimes you see it, sometimes you don't. But you're going to get, if you're an investor looking for cash flow, Little Rock is a great market because the rents as a comparison of the average price is really good. Some of the highest in the country. All right. So I like Pulaski County. Cool. All right. Now let's look here at Redfin. And I didn't do a search for Pulaski County. I just looked for Little Rock, removed the boundaries, zoom out. So now I see this whole area. I'm looking for houses and I want to stay under 400 grand. And I'm going to go right here to time on Redfin. And I'm going to say more than 60 days. So these are properties that have been on the market more than 60 days. And I don't want new construction either, because a lot of times they'll put new construction and it's been listed for a long time in these new developments and they just haven't sold yet. So I'm going to say it had to have been built before, like, I don't know, 2018, let's say. Apply filters. And guess what? I have 378 homes in Little Rock. Now, yeah, Little Rock area is not a crazy hot market like Denver, San Diego, Nashville, Washington, D.C. But compared to what they were in the past, it's the hottest market they've ever seen for the most part, right? And still, you talk to people in Little Rock and they'll complain. The investors will complain, oh, the market is so hot right now. All you got to do is stick a sign in the yard. Why would a seller ever want to sell me their house at a discount, or why would they ever want to do creative financing like a lease option when they can just sell it on the MLS and it'll be gone in 5 seconds? That's just not the case. Again, right here is proof. 378 homes priced under 400 grand. That is not new construction, single family houses only, that have been on the market longer than 60 days. And you can take this list here and you can sort it from high to low. And let's see if it works. Here we go. And there are some properties here that have been on the market over a year. Now, sometimes those are anomalies, they're mistakes. I don't know. But looking at this area, why has this house been on the market for 327 days? Let's go to page 7 here. These are some markets, almost 90 days, almost 3 months. These are nice looking homes. Why hasn't this property sold yet? It's overpriced. All right. Looking at this house, this is listed for $190,000. It's North Little Rock. I don't know if that's a good area, but this looks like a good neighborhood. If I go to Street View, yeah, this looks like a nice area. Okay, maybe it's a short sale. Maybe, I don't know, because it doesn't have any like realtor remarks. So it's being sold as is. So maybe it's a short sale, an REO, like a bank-owned property. And it might explain why it hasn't sold yet, because they're probably a little too aggressive on the price, thinking that it's nicer than it actually is. And sure enough, you see a picture here of some weird carpet. It needs updating. And then the wood paneling, kitchen cabinets. Yeah. So this is not a full gut rehab, but it's a pretty good, I could still lease option this thing all day long if I put this one on the market. But this one, just looking at it briefly, if I'm getting it ready to sell, it's going to need 40, 50 grand if I want top dollar and to sell this thing. Nice wall to wall, floor to ceiling mirrors in the bathroom. All right. So this property needs a lot of work. It hasn't sold yet because they're just asking too much. So this is kind of what you see. But again, maybe as a REO or a short sale, whatever this is, they may not be open to doing creative financing, but you know what? Given some time, they'll be willing to negotiate on the price. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you a little campaign that I like to do in Freedomsoft with old leads like this. And the cool thing about Redfin here is if I scroll to the bottom, look at, there's a button right here called download all. I can download all 378 of these homes into a spreadsheet. Now, I think Redfin limits you to download to 350. Let's see here. If I open up the spreadsheet, I know you can't see it right now because I need to share a new window. But as soon as it opens, there's going to be less than 378, I think. It kind of depends on how many. Oh, yeah, 350. So Redfin only lets you download 350 at a time, which isn't a big deal. You just got to be aware of that. So, if you wanted to download all 378, you might need to do like one download will be homes under 250, and the next download would be homes over 250. You understand what I'm saying? So that you can kind of split it up into two downloads, combine them into one spreadsheet. But what I'm going to do real quick here is I'm going to go into Freedomsoft and I'm going to create a new lead campaign. And I'm going to call this Little Rock. Let's call it demo. And this is going to be a manual. It could be a direct. I'm going to show you there's different things you can do with this, but let's just for now call it a manual. Campaign target is sellers. I need a phone number and I don't have one yet, but I'm going to get one here in just a second. And here's workflow automations. And I have a workflow automation in here called Seller Leads Workflow Joes. And this is my custom workflow automation. And all that is a set of statuses. So when you change the status of a lead, then all of these things happen. It triggers automation. Could be send a text, send an email, send a letter, change the label, move it from one label or group to another group, add them to your do not call list, mark it as dead or whatnot. Okay. And don't worry too much about web forms or campaign permissions. This just means like you can take anybody on your team and let them have access to this campaign or not. So I don't want anybody else to mess with this campaign. I'm going to be the only one in it. Create leads campaign. All right. So this is a campaign called Little Rock Demo, and I need to assign a phone number to it because I'm going to do some marketing. I'm going to put my number on a letter. Might do some skip tracing and some cold calling. And so whenever this is a powerful thing about Freedomsoft is it's phone centric. In other words, leads are centered around a phone number, and each different campaign, major campaign, will have its unique phone number so that you can track any leads. So if somebody calls that number, it goes into this campaign. Let's change the name here. I'm going to call this Little Rock Old Leads Demo. Okay. So these are old, actually, it's not old leads. It's old listings, right? Old listings. So this is a campaign. I know when I get a call from that phone number, or somebody responds to my text message, I can tell which campaign it's coming from. Okay. It's coming from Little Rock. It's coming from these old listings that I downloaded from Redfin. And when I use the Freedomsoft app, which is amazing, it also keeps, so when I see a lead comes in, if I just click call that seller back, I click the button to call them back, it calls them back from the local phone number that is from Little Rock there. Okay. So I want to look, let me go to Google here. Little Rock, Arkansas area code. What's the area code? 501. All right. So cool. I'm going to go here to my settings in Freedomsoft. I'm going to go to phone. I want to add a number and I want to buy a number from 501. And there you go, 501-430-3799. Let me write that down in here because I'm going to be doing some letters to them. Boom, boom, boom. Let me go right here. Hold on. I'm going to buy this number, but I'm going to hide my screen so I don't want you to see my credit card information, all of that good stuff. All right, buying the number, selecting my credit card, complete. Buy the phone number is $4 a month. Super cheap. I mean, you might save a little bit of money doing it somewhere else, but you don't want to do it anywhere else. All right. And let me resume my share. Here we go. I'm going to call this number Little Rock Old Listings. And sometimes, I put a date on here, like when the campaign starts or something. It's just preference, up to you what you want to do. Voicemail. I'm going to just record a quick one. Super simple. All right, hold on here. Hey, this is Joe with Little Rock. Now, how about let's do We Buy Houses Little Rock. Okay. Hey, this is Joe with We Buy Houses Little Rock. If you've got a house that you want to sell, please leave me a message and give me the address, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you so much. Something simple like that. I hit play. Hey, this is Joe with We Buy Houses Little Rock. If you've got a house you want to sell, please. All right. And so when they call that number, it will go to voicemail. This is new. Voice phone credits. Anyway, so this is where you can set it up where it goes to a cell phone, or you can answer it on the app. So there's what's called, and I'm not going to go through this right now, but there are what's called call automations. See this right here? And so I can set it up where anybody calls that number, it gets redirected to sales guy 1, and then if he doesn't answer in 5 seconds, it goes to sales guy 2. And if he doesn't answer, it goes to sales lady 3. Or it goes directly to voicemail, or it just rings. And you can set it where it'll get a notification on your phone through the Freedomsoft app, and you can answer the phone right then and there and talk to the seller. Okay. You can set it up where the incoming call will either show the caller's number or will show this number. Okay. So if it's being redirected somewhere, to another phone or whatever, you can tell that it's coming from this campaign, Little Rock Old Listings. You can set up call notification, text auto reply, and call auto reply. All this means is if somebody calls, I'm just going to say, hey, this is Joe. Sorry, I can't answer your call right now. What is the, how about this? Do you have a house you're looking to sell? What's the address? I will do some research and call you right back. Thanks, Joe. So the cool thing about this is I do this a lot with vacant land. So when I'm sending a direct mail campaign to, for some vacant land, I'll send a postcard or a letter with a big giant reference number in the upper right-hand corner. And all of those calls go to voicemail. And the voicemail says, hey, thanks for calling about, you received one of my postcards about a vacant lot you'd like to sell. And I have a different voicemail for each county. So I'd say, hey, thanks for calling about, you just got my postcard about a vacant lot that you want to sell in Little Rock, Arkansas, or Pulaski County, Arkansas. If you can see on that postcard, there's a reference number. If you please would leave the reference number at the sound of the tone, I'll do some research and we'll send you an offer right away. Thank you. All right. And then the text message that goes back immediately after they leave the voicemail says, hey, sorry I couldn't answer your phone. What was the reference number at the top of that letter that you got? Let me know and I will shoot you an offer right away. Okay, so about half of the people will leave a message with the reference number, maybe 75% will leave a message with the reference number, and the other 25, 35% will not leave a voicemail, because who does that anymore, right? But we'll get my text, and then we'll type in the reference number to that letter in a text message. So I get that back. The cool thing about that now is like we can communicate with our sellers by text or by phone call. And the powerful thing about this is so important because people just don't answer their phones anymore when it comes from an unrecognized number. It's frustrating. It's mad, and I'm just telling you this. If you want to double your business overnight, as an investor, start answering your phones. But this allows you then to start a conversation by text with the seller. And so, a lot of times we will, they'll reply. The reference number on the letter is 1235 Main Street, whatever. And then we'll say, cool, thanks. Let me get working on it and we'll send you an offer. And so then I will send them an offer in the mail, and I'll send them an offer by text. I might even respond to their text. Hey, I got an offer here. Do you have an email address? Do you want me to send it to you? And so now I can send it through them 3 ways. And now I can follow up with them 3 ways. This is the powerful thing about getting their phone numbers. I can follow up with them by text, by email, and by physical mail, all here inside of Freedomsoft Joe, freedomsoftjoe.com. Again, if you want more information about this and you want to see a webinar of us doing this, if you go to hundradsofleads.com, you can see that there, okay? hundradsofleads.com. And in just a minute, if you call this number, you'll actually hear my voicemail, and it will send you a text from that campaign. All right, so I've saved changes now. I have this phone number, and let me go back to that campaign. Looks like somebody just called me a second ago too. No, not yet. Okay. Let's go back to my pipeline campaigns, and here's this campaign I just created, Little Rock Old Listings, and I'm going to assign that phone number I just bought. Boom. So now, if you're watching this live, if you called that number, 501-430-3799, even if you're watching this as a recording, what's going to happen is it'll take you to voicemail. You'll hear my voicemail. Go ahead and just leave your name and number or whatever. Just say, hi, Joe, what's going on? It should send you a text back, and it'll show up as a new lead. And in fact, if any of you guys right now are watching this, go ahead and do that. You guys on Zoom that are watching me now, if you're watching me on YouTube or the Facebooks, go ahead and call that number. And in a minute, you'll see here the leads start coming in. It's pretty cool. All right. So while you guys are doing that, remember we exported that stuff into Excel. Okay. So I'm going to share my Excel window now. Boom. There you go. And I'm going to make this a little bigger here. What I'm going to do is this is the 350 leads that I just exported from Redfin. Okay. And by the way, if you don't know how to do all this, if I go a little too fast, like, oh, I don't understand spreadsheets, don't worry about it. You can hire somebody from Fiverr to do this. Like what I tell my students all the time is like, okay, you watch me do this thing in Excel spreadsheet with real quickly and fast, but you don't know how to do Freedoms. You don't know how to do spreadsheets. That's fine. Find somebody on Fiverr, just go to Fiverr, do a search for spreadsheet or Excel, and then send them my video. So like you're watching this, you see it on Facebook Live or YouTube later on, right? Send them a link to this video and say, hey, go to minute 29 and watch what Joe does here, and then do the same thing for me. And you can find somebody for 5, 10, 15, 20 bucks that can do this for you. Okay, so here I have some information. I want to just kind of freeze the panes here. So now all Redfin gives me is the address of the property, city, state, zip, the price of the home, the beds, the baths, kind of the location of the area, square feet, year built, days on market, square feet, etc. And then the link here to the property. Okay. So that's the URL, MLS number if you wanted that, and that's it. And GPS coordinates in case you wanted that for whatever reason. But not much you can do with that. It doesn't give me any owner information. I don't know anything about the realtor. So there's a few things you can do with this. Number one, you can upload it to Propstream. And I've done the video on this before. I might do another video about it soon. But if you go to propstreamjoe.com, sign up for an account, you get a 7-day free trial. Propstreamjoe.com. You can upload this list to Propstream, and Propstream will append a bunch of data to it. It'll give you the owner's name, the information of the owner, the mailing address. It'll append even the realtor information, the realtor's listing, the listing realtor's name, email, phone number. And you'll also see of these 350 homes, probably 50, 60% of them will have a lot of equity in them. So you could pull out of these listed properties, all of the high equity homes, the free and clear homes. You're going to find some of these homes have liens or judgments on them. And you can pull out from this maybe some clues on which one of these sellers are maybe a little bit more motivated, which ones have tax liens, which ones have judgments, which ones have high equity. And one thing I've done before in the past is I'll pull out from this list of all of these active listings, the ones that are free and clear. Maybe we should just try to do it. Would you guys be interested in doing that? Type in a yes or no in the Zoom chat or in the YouTubes and tell me, would you like me to see me do that in Propstream? Okay, I got some yeses. Let's do it. All right, I'm going to save this and let me stop share and do a new share here in the Chrome. All right, here I'm in Freedomsoft. I'm just going to open up Propstream. I'm going to log in. Again, you can do this in propstreamjoe.com. Go check it out, propstreamjoe.com. I use this every single day. I love it. Are we still live in the YouTubes? Does that annoy you when I call it the YouTubes? Oh, good. I got 17 people of you watching right now on YouTube. Thank you very much. Okay. This is the Propstream. Now I'm going to go here to my properties. And I'm going to go to, as soon as it's done loading here, I'm going to import list. And I need to download their template. So I'm going to download their template, which is a blank CSV file. All right, let me just share my whole screen here. Hold on one second, because you got to kind of see, I'm flipping through windows here. Let me do not disturb. So no notification. Okay, so I'm going to do a new share entire desktop. Okay, so this is the blank template here. All right, and you can see this is the stuff I need to bring in. So I'm going to go here to address, city, state, zip, and I'm just going to scroll down here. Okay, copy. And I go to the other spreadsheet and paste and make this a little bigger. And I'm going to move the I'm going to move these columns over one. Okay, so now everything is in address, city, state, zip. You don't need to worry about county or FIPS or APN. I don't even know what all that is. Cool. All right, I'm going to save this. I'm going to go to Propstream and I'm going to click choose file. Oops, download. There it is. There's that new spreadsheet I just created. Open. And I'm going to create a new one. I'm going to call this Little Rock Old Listings. And we'll do November 20. Well, let's just call it that. Cool. And I'm going to save those. So what it's doing now is it's importing them into Propstream. By the way, what I'm doing here may require a little upgrade in Propstream to, I don't know what they call it, list automation. They changed the names of it. So it may require, okay, there's 276 of the 350 that were brought in. And why? There's probably some of the addresses were incomplete or something like that. Not a big deal. Yeah, 74 of them failed. Sometimes that's because the address isn't right, or it's not a real property. It's like a mobile home or vacant lot or something. I don't know. Cool. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to find that here on my marketing list. And so I got to go find it here. Let's do a search for little. There it is. So this list here, there is 276. Oh, look at this beautiful thing here. Oh, I love it. I love it. Love it. All right. So there's 276 in this list right now, right? Guess what it just did? It's now brought in. I imported all of these addresses in, and it's now given me, can you see here, the owner's name, the mailing address, and there's a lot of these that are absentee owners. Not a ton, but like this one is. This one is. These are absentee owners. I'll keep on scrolling over to the right. What else do I say? See all the information on the property. Ooh, last market recording date. So I could from this list say, all right, show me all the ones that have sold in the last, sold at least 10 years ago. The last sale date was at least 10 years ago, at least 20 years ago. What's that going to tell you? Well, these properties probably have a lot of deferred maintenance. They haven't been updated maybe in a while. You just keep on scrolling. You can see, oh, look at this. Remaining balance of open loans. Oh, I like that. You can see the MLS statuses. Sometimes these are not that accurate. I wouldn't put a lot of weight on the MLS status. Propstream does not update every single day the MLS data. Oh, but look at this. MLS agent's name and phone number and email. This is so cool. It gives you the realtor's name and phone number and email so you could send marketing to them. That's awesome. Love it. Now, you can also go up here to this and say, all right, of these 276 properties, 211 have high equity, 16 are vacant, 53 are low equity. What if you did sub twos on those? What if you just did some kind of letter campaign to the low equities to try to buy it with subject to or lease option? 4 of them have liens, 176. What is that? 60% are free and clear. You kidding me? So what if you downloaded those 176 and sent the owners of those property a blind owner financing offer? Oh, this is great. I'll save this for a future one. But you send them an offer that just says, hey, I see that you've got this house at 1012 Baseline Road or whatever. And if I can get you your price, would you consider maybe owner financing? And I can buy it for this, whatever their listing price is, give them an offer for that price. And you figure out what the rent on that property is, and you do 50% of that. So if it rents for $1,500, you say, and it's worth, and they're asking $200,000, you say, I'll give you $200,000 for it, and I'll pay you $750 a month in rent until paid. So I give them their full price, 0 down, 0 interest, principal only payments of half the rent. All right. The cool thing is these guys, they want to sell their house. That's why it's listed for sale. Is that cool? So you can now take this list and export it. You could say, all right, give me just the free and clear ones. Select it and export it. And now do whatever you want. You can upload it to your mailing company. You can upload it to Freedomsoft. Super cool. All right. So there's a few things I want to do. I'm going to take all of them now. I'm just going to export this whole entire list into a spreadsheet. And you can see my spreadsheet open up. I have all these properties now in a spreadsheet with all of this information. Let me zoom in. So now I've got the address of the property, the APN number. Some of these are owner occupied no's. These are absentee owners, some of them. Oh, beautiful, right? Owner's name. Some of them don't have names. Some of them are LLCs, right? But the mailing address of the owner, what is that useful for? Well, that means I can actually send them a letter, send a letter to the owner and the realtor. Beds, baths, keep on scrolling over. And again, like I was showing you before, here is the realtor's information. Oh man, I've done some videos and I'll show them to you. I need to do another one. It's been a while where I can take these emails and put them into GMAS. GMAS is a tool that I use that just says something simple like, hey, Melissa, my name is Joe. I was looking at your property the other day at 4420 West 28th Avenue in Pine Bluff. And I'm just wondering, I'm an investor. How negotiable is your seller negotiable on their price? Something simple like that. You could say to the realtor, listen, if I could get them their asking price of whatever it is, $125,000, would they consider some kind of lease purchase or rent to own, or would they consider owner financing? Sean is asking a good question here. How do the realtors get paid if it's seller financing or lease option? Real simple. The seller pays the agent's commissions. So you don't need to worry about it. That's between them to figure out. They can pay them the full 3% now. A lot of times what happens is the seller will pay the agent 1 month's rent or 1 month, part of their commission, and then the rest when I cash them out. So you don't have to worry about it. It's between the seller and the agent to figure out. Okay. So I'm actually going to save this. And this is what I'm going to now import into Freedomsoft. Cool. Well, see, there's 2 spreadsheets now I could import into Freedomsoft. I could import in the spreadsheet I downloaded from Redfin, or I could import into Freedomsoft the spreadsheet that I pulled out of Propstream. So it kind of doesn't matter. I'm not sure what I should do. Actually, I'm thinking about this. Let me go to Freedomsoft and show you kind of what I'm doing here. So here is my campaign. Let's do this. I'm going to import a list into here from the list that I exported from Redfin. Make sense? So I went into Redfin. Remember, I went down here and I clicked this download all. exported all of these properties, and they're just a few. There's only like, 6 or 7 columns that I can actually use. So let's say you don't have Propstream, you just download it straight from Redfin. So what I'm going to do now is go here to this campaign that has this phone number, and let me refresh, see if anybody's called this number yet. Okay, somebody's called this number. I have a new lead. I don't know who this was. If I go to communications, so they left me a voicemail.
Hey, George, giving you a demo call. Appreciate all the information you've given us to on Zoom and also on YouTube. Have a great day.
Nice. So whoever called us from Fayetteville, and I'm going to text him back. Thanks for calling. What's your name? Okay. And what is your email? I'm going to send whoever this is an email. I'm going to show you how it all kind of works in this campaign. So again, go back to this campaign. I got a lead in here. Cool. I'm going to go down here and I'm going to import leads. And I'm going to choose it needs to be a CSV. I don't think that's a big deal here. Let me make sure. Did I make it a CSV? Yeah, it is a CSV. All right. So I'm going to choose the file. Downloads. This is what I downloaded from Redfin. First data contains column headers. And do I need to import this to a group? That's like a label. I could create a new label if I wanted. And I'm going to call this, let's just call this label import today's date. And it's going to go into this campaign. All right. Click next. And now this is where I'm going to match fields. And if you've done this before, you can choose from down here and it maps for it automatically. But I'm going to do this for you real quick here. So here is the property address goes here. City goes here. State goes there. Zip. If I have the county, I could bring that over. Let's look at beds and baths. If I scroll down to beds, baths, square feet, living area. Cool. URL. Remember URL was the Redfin link. So I have right here a field called property link. So I can drag that there. And remember there was an MLS number. I could, if I wanted to. There it is, MLS number. What else could I do? GPS coordinates. If I wanted year built, I could do that. Not worried about that. Let's do price. I'm going to bring price over. Oh, price right here. List price. Okay, I don't have the agent name and phone number and email because I'm showing it to you directly downloading it from Redfin. Later on, I could upload the data that I'm getting from Propstream, which has this information, but I'm just not doing that right now. Okay. I think we're good, right? Let's do year built just so we can have it. All right. Now I could save this, by the way, as a new import template. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to click new import template. I'm going to call this Redfin import. Now, next time, I don't have to drag and drop. I can just click Redfin import from that drop-down menu. Next step, it shows me kind of what's bringing over. You can see it's got the address, state, MLS number, beds, living area, property link, city, zip, price, baths, year built. All right, complete. It takes a minute to bring this in. You just kind of have to wait. I'm going to go back to my pipeline. Let's go back to my campaigns. And we got 301 in here, 351. So it just did it. Cool. It just brought in 351. And let's see if our friend has responded yet. D. Cool. So if I look at here, he responded back, D, I have emails coming from you already. So he doesn't want to give me his email address. I was going to send you something here in Freedomsoft, but that's okay. He's thinking, man, people are watching this. I don't want them to see my email address. And what am I doing? Why did I call this guy? So, let's say if I asked D, hey, what's the address of your property? And he responded back, 123 Main Street. Or let's say he responded back with this one. So I'm just going to copy that. Let's say he responded back, my address is this. So I'm just going to copy and paste this stuff. And the zip. All right. So I'm going to refresh the screen. So let's say the address of the property he's trying to sell is this. I can go quickly here and look at the street view. Cool. I can look at a satellite. I like looking at the satellite view to tell me what kind of neighborhood it's in. Is it near any kind of industrial park, or is it in a good suburban neighborhood? Is it in the suburbs? Is it in the city? Yeah. Okay. I don't know if that's a good area or not. Looks like it. And I click on lead details. I could right here click on find owner. And so if the address doesn't match exactly, nothing will show up. That's all right. But I would get their information. And so from here, I could change the status after I talk to him. Let's say I try to text him or call him, and he doesn't answer. I just change it to status to contact him, attempt one. Let's say I talk to him and it's a cold lead. I click on follow up cold, and what that will do is it'll trigger workflow automation to send a text and an email every 30 days just to follow up with him. Okay, let's leave it as new. Let's go back to this campaign right here. And you see, I got 350 records in here. If I click on view all, I click all leads. I have 350 records in here, 351 of these properties. And so I could just start going through them. Look at this property. This is a property that has been listed for a while, hasn't sold. I can scroll down here. I see the link from the Redfin. I could click on that. View it in a new tab. They're asking 50 grand for this thing. Man, it needs some work, huh? So what if I sent a letter to the owner saying, hey, this looks like a nice house. If I could get you the price that you're asking, 50 grand, would you consider carrying back some seller financing? And if I know this property would, if this property would rent for, let's just look it up on Zillow and see what it would rent for. They're asking too much. It's been on the market 2 months, right? And it would probably rent for any day now, 732. So I'd say, if I get my calculator, 732 divided by 2, I'll pay you 300. I'll buy it from you for 50 grand, and I'll pay you $366 a month until paid. Principal only payments, right? It's a great 0 down, 0% interest owner financing offer. And then I would turn around and sell it on a wrap. I wouldn't do any work to this. I'd turn around and sell it on a wrap to an owner occupant who would come in and fix it up and pay me. I'd sell it for 50. Now I'd sell it for 60, 70 grand on owner financing, 10% down, 8% interest, amortized over 30 years. Okay. It's a great deal. No bank qualifying. Find somebody that puts 5 grand down. They come in the house, they fix it up, and they start paying me $750, $800 a month. Okay. And guess what? I'm paying that property off. If I get the calculator again and I look at this, so if I'm buying it for 50 grand divided by 366 is what I'm paying the seller, right? Divided by 366. That's 136 payments divided by 12 payments a year, right? I'd have it paid off in 11 years. And every dollar that I'm paying that seller goes to principal reduction, right? What if I used every dollar from after taxes and insurance? So after taxes and insurance, my net, my payment, let's say, is $500. Okay. So I do 50,000 divided by 500. I paid off in 100 payments divided by 12. I'd have it completely paid off, free and clear, in 8 years. And again, I'd sell it at a premium to the end buyer. So I'd sell it for 70 grand. If they cash me out in 5 years, I'm okay with that. I'd still make, if you figure the principal pay down and what I sell it for, I'd make a $30,000, $40,000 profit. Not bad, right? Giving the seller whatever price they want, as long as they're willing to wait for it. I might even give them a little more. What if I offer the seller 55 grand for it with terms that I want? I'll give them their price, my terms. Or if terms are more important to them, I'll give them their terms, my price. If they wanted 10% down, if they wanted 6% interest, I say, okay, I could do that. I'll buy it for 35 instead of 50. Okay. Can you pick up what I'm laying down? Nice. Now we're back here to Freedomsoft. Let's look at this house. If I click find owner, oh, there it is. Was that not working before? Now it's working. Maybe I was looking at a different lead. Okay, but here, cool. Watch this. I'm going to click this, and it's owned by Kingdom Properties. All right. Save fields to lead. And that will bring that information over to right here. All right. So this is a property on 4420 West 28th. I click on find owner, and that doesn't cost me. That's not skip tracing. That's just getting the owner's name and address from public records. By Kingdom Properties. Oops. So I don't know how long they've owned this. This doesn't tell me that. I could take this address, copy it, put it in Propstream, propstreamjoe.com. Oh, it's not showing up there. Sometimes you need to, there, you erase a little bit and then you'll find it. So this LLC has owned this property for 8 years. I'm going to guess my guess on this thing is they've been renting it out and they're just tired of renting it and they just want to sell it. Maybe they're getting rid of their portfolio. Maybe Zillow bought it 8 years ago and they're like, we're out of the house buying business. We just want to sell it and get rid of it. All right. So here's the cool thing now. I have a template. Let me go here. I want to send this owner a letter, and I want to send the owner a letter right here from Freedomsoft. All right. I'm going to go here to my settings. I'm going to go to my templates. I have letters that I send to sellers for their house. And here's one right here. Vacant rental house letter. Let's open it and see what it looks like. It's got my information there. The date, property owner of record, your property at address. Hey, I think you own the property at address and city. You wouldn't consider selling it, would you? I'm looking to buy another property in the area today. Give me a call and we can talk. Well, I'm not going to send that guy. Hey, have you thought about selling? He's already got it listed for sale. So let's do something different. I have here a letter. I thought I did. Hold on. Let me find it here. Follow-up letter. Older. Here we go. Look at this. Okay. This is a lease option letter. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back here to old templates. I'm going to make a copy of this one. It's called older MLS listings. I'm going to make a copy of it. Here it is. And I'm going to change the title of it. As soon as it opens up, I'm going to change the title of this older MLS listings. I'm going to change it to Little Rock. Okay. Demo. So I know that this is a demo. And I'm going to put here the phone number. So this is 501-430-3799. Now this address that's going to pull up here is my St. Louis, Missouri address. Not a big deal. I don't care about that. All right. So this is a letter. We're sending this time-sensitive mailer to inform you that we would like to buy your house for full price, but we would like to rent it out for a year or so first. But what if we said, yeah, let's just, we could keep it that, or we could change the language to, how about this? But we're wondering, let's change the language here. If you would consider seller carryback financing. We're sending this time-sensitive mailer to inform you that we would like to buy your house at for full list price, but we were wondering if you would consider seller carryback financing. Or you could say, like, if we could get you full list price for your property, Would you consider seller carryback financing? Let's just change it because I like that, right? I like that a lot. So it could be to ask you that if we could buy your house for at address, let's just do address in, okay, we'll do city, property, city. We're sending this time sensitive mailer to ask you that if we could buy your house at address in city for full list price, would you, how about this? You wouldn't consider carrying back some of the financing, would you? Okay. We're sending this time sensitive mailer to ask you that if we could buy your house at address in city for full list price, you wouldn't consider carrying back some of the financing, would you? So, I'm not hoping, I want them to carry back all of the financing. But, just trying to get my foot in the door. That's why I also say things like you wouldn't consider maybe renting it for a year or two and then selling it, would you? I typically like to send that to a nicer property. So, one of the things you could do, sometimes I've done this, is I'll have a campaign in Freedomsoft for cheaper older listings and nicer older listings. And so on the cheaper ones, I'll ask for owner financing. For the nicer ones, I'll ask for at least purchase. Ask you you wouldn't consider, how about this? I'm overthinking this, but you wouldn't consider doing seller some kind of seller financing, would you? There's 100 different ways you could say it. We're a group of investors that look for nice homes in nice areas such as yours. We will take the house in its as-is condition, be responsible. All right. So this is more of a lease purchase language. So I kind of messed up the letter. I'm not going to, let me go back to templates. And then I'm going to go back to this one. I'm going to fix the phone number there. 501 430 3790. Let's keep the lease option language. Okay. Not a big deal. We would like to buy your house at address for full price. Let's do full list price. But we would like to rent it out for a year or so first. We're a group of investors that look for nice homes in nice areas such as yours. We'll take the house in its as-is condition, be responsible for all, I'm going to capitalize all the day-to-day repairs, and give you an offer. I'm worried about the margins here on the page, right? And give you an offer to buy it later for your asking price and close on the date of your choice. There are no fees, commissions, or strings attached whatsoever. We're looking to close a few more deals this month, and our limit has almost been reached. If interested, please call our 24-hour recorded voicemail at 501. Remember, that's my Freedomsoft number, 430-3799. Immediately as this offer will expire. And if you don't want to say that, then whatever, change it. Copy the phone number. Paste that phone number there to a 24-hour recorded voicemail. You're going to get more calls when you tell them it's a recorded voicemail. And let's call this letter again, Little Rock. Boom, save changes. All right. There's my letter. Let's go back to that listing that property we're just looking at here. All right. And I'm going to create a letter. More actions, generate document. By the way, I only have to create that letter one time. Little Rock right there. Next step. It's got the information over. It looks good. Next step. Here's my letter. Special Freedomsoft phone number. Date. That's the owner, Kingdom Properties, LLC. Does it look good? Nice. All right. Click complete. The letter's generating. And I'm going to show you how I send letters real quick. I've talked about this a lot. If you go to click to mail, email to mail, and you Google click to mail, email to mail, there's a service that click to mail has. I know it may be hard to see, but if you go to click to mail, email to mail, you'll find it. There's a service that click to mail has where if you email them an attachment, click to mail will print the attachment and send it in the mail to whoever you want. And it looks like this. So I'm going to stop my screen share for a minute. Looks like this. Do you see that? Oh, there you go. Boom. All right. It's a letter and it's typed. It's really nice. And it'll send that letter to the seller next day, next business day. Okay. Now what I do in Freedomsoft is right here. The letter is generated. Awesome. I want to send it to the seller. And I don't have their phone number. I was going to skip trace them, but he can't skip trace an LLC. I'll do that next. So here's the letter. One page, simple letter. Okay. I'm going to click email. And I have an email in here called Mailbot, and I have an email template called Email to Mail. Boom. And then I'm going to click send a copy to me. And just like that, I sent the email to Click to Mail. Click to Mail today is going to print that letter and send it first class to the seller, either today or first thing in the morning. And just like that. So then I can go here to lead details, and I can change the status to letter sent, follow up. So it doesn't have to be a rental. It's just a letter sent. Now, let me show you something else here too. The cool thing about these workflow automations, seller lead workflows, Joe. Look, when that status is sent letter to rental follow up, what happens? Well, if I had a phone number, it'll send, in fact, I'm just going to say letter sent follow up. It's going to send a text message 3 days later. I just sent you a letter the other day about your house, that address and city. You wouldn't consider selling it, would you? You know what? That is a rental because I'm sending this letter to a rental property and I want them to ask them after I send them the letter 3 days later, send them a text. You wouldn't consider selling it, would you? 30 days later after that, you wouldn't, same text, send them an email 2 days later. And then 30 days later, create a task, send a new letter, and then move it to a group. It's like a label. Okay. So anytime I change the status, these things will happen. And there's other actions you can do. Task, SMS, email, move to group, add them to your do not call list, move it to a campaign, mark it as a lead, stop any follow-up, restart follow-up, notification, delete, incomplete task. Wow, that's new. I love it. I did not know you can do this. This is amazing. So sometimes what's happened is when you mark a lead as dead, you can set it up where it deletes any future incomplete tasks. That's nice. I love that. In fact, what I'm going to go down here is right here. We have DNC. I'm going to add an action called delete incoming tasks. So if there are any incomplete tasks and it's marked as DNC, I'm going to add that. That is cool. All right. So I'm going to update workflow. Let's go back to that lead. All right. So now the status is that, and it's been moved to a group called marketing sent. So I sent them some marketing. All right. So now if I go back to that campaign, you can see there's the status of that lead, marketing sent. And if I view all my leads, you'll see there's a group here, right there, marketing sent. There's that one lead that marketing's been sent to them. So it's been moved to a group. All right. Let's go back to all leads. I want to find one of these properties to see if it's an owner. This is Baseline, Little Rock, Arkansas. Nice property here. Let's click find owner. All right, Gary Morrison. Oh, look, this is an absentee owner. I love it. So I click Save Fields to Lead. All right, this is a property. Let's look here real quick at the Redfin link. They're asking 138. The property is currently rented. Oh, this is great. Tenant is month to month. You think maybe they're tired of being a landlord? If they weren't, why would they not be? Why are they selling it? So I would call the agent up, say, hey, listen, hey, I'm calling about this property. Looks like a great home. Why isn't it sold yet? Well, you know why it hasn't sold yet? Because there's a tenant in there and it's hard to get anybody in the house to look at it. And it's got a weird kitchen. And it's small, it's cluttered. Like, who's going to buy this? An investor, maybe, but an investor's not going to buy it at 138 grand because they're asking way too much for it. And there's dogs there. And there's 2 other properties. I'm not sure what's going on here. So when I call the realtors of these properties, I say, hey, listen, how's it going? You know, I'm calling about this property. Why do you think it hasn't sold yet? And then I ask them, it's got a nice big lot. You know, what's this about the dogs? I'm sure they're friendly dogs, right? Oh, I'm looking at the satellite view here. I hope you can see my screen. I'm looking at the satellite view here. In fact, let me just make sure. All right. So you should see my screen now. I'm looking at the satellite view here. Oh, it looks like a great house, you know, surrounded by a lot of trees kind of out in the country. But what's this maintenance division here? Is that the Arkansas DOT? All right. And then across the street is a storage center. Okay, cool. What's this? Oh, a used auto parts store. Looks like a salvage yard. Is that right? Is that just down the street? You can't see that from the house, can you? Cash for junk cars. I got a bunch of junk cars there. Okay, cool. And then go back to that house. Let's see, where is it real quick here? Okay. So I'm going to scroll in. I'm talking to the realtor, right? Just trying to find out why this house hasn't sold yet. I'm like, oh man. Okay. I'm looking in the backyard. Are all those cars still parked back there? So do you see maybe why this house hasn't sold yet? All right. But back here to Freedomsoft. You know what? What if we tried to contact the owner directly? Go right here to more actions, skip trace. I'm going to drag over owner of record, mailing address, mailing city, mailing state, mailing zip, confirm skip trace. And skip. I'm going to delete one there. I don't know what that was. Skip trace. Next step, submit order. Just like that, it's pending. If I refresh, in progress, refresh again. They're complete. Let's go back to the lead. Look, the owner's name, Gary Morrison. By the way, I'm just going to copy that and let's add it up here. Sometimes I'll put the realtor's name and info up there, but the owner is Gary Morrison. And these are phone numbers. Okay. So you can call them, you can email them. Let's send the owner, let's create a letter to send to the owner. I'm going to go right here to generate document. Go down here, older MLS listings, Little Rock. Next step, complete. Now this is a rental property. I probably want to send I might want to send a letter that's more in terms of owner financing, because the guy doesn't want to, he's thinking, oh no, I'm not going to rent it out again. I want to sell it. Well, what if I sent the letter to him saying, listen, if we could seller finance, we can get you the full price you want, and you can be the bank instead of being a landlord. So I might have a different letter for an owner financing offer. And I do have some of them here in the templates, by the way. Let me show you real quick. Templates. Okay. So, I thought I did. Is this it? Well, I need to add it in. I thought for sure I had it. Okay, not a big deal. It's real similar to what I just showed you, but it's a lease purchase. Let's go back to this recent items. So now I'm going to, this is a letter. I'm going to click email. I'm going to type in mail bot. I'm going to go to that template, email to mail, boom, send email. It's sent that attachment to click to mail. Click to mail is going to print it and send the owner a letter. All right. And then I'm going to go here to lead details. If I wanted to, I could send this guy a text, but he's on the do not call list. So you kind of don't want to do that. I know some people that do. It's not a big deal, but so I could call him right here. Some people say it doesn't matter because like you're not, it's a gray area. You know, he's got his house listed for sale. You're contacting him about his house. So you're not selling anything. So it's, some people say listen, it's a gray area. Talk to an attorney, whether it's okay to contact somebody on a purpose like this. Because here's the thing. I call people all the time who are friends of mine, right? I ask somebody else, hey, do you have so-and-so's phone number? They're on the do not call list and I call them anyway. You know, I might have somebody that, you know, if somebody has like a neighbor and I want to call them to see, hey, have you thought about maybe selling your house? I might want to buy it. I want my mother-in-law to live next to us. Would you want to sell your house? And I call them. It's not a big deal, but I'm not an attorney. So talk to an attorney who understands the law and will give you advice. I'll just say this. It's probably not a good idea, but I know a ton of people that are doing it. So, and it's okay if they do give you permission, right? As Joseph says here. So anyway, I could send him a text, and to do that, all you do is you click on that here, and you could say, Gary, I think you own the house at baseline. If I could get you your full asking price, would you consider seller financing? Thanks, Joe. All right. So I could send that, boom, just like that. I could also call him. I could also email him. Okay. If I click on his email right here, I have email templates. In fact, this might have been what I was thinking about. Yeah, maybe it's something like this. Property owner of record. I think you own the house, that address and city. I'm an investor looking for some more properties in the area. You would, okay, let's do this. If I gave you full price, would you consider maybe selling with owner financing? Give me a call or text me at phone number, remember, 501-430-3799. Thank you, Joe. By the way, I could save that as a template. So next time, all I need to do is click on one of these. So I could save this email. Again, as a template, just click on that and you can send it out. All right. So I'm going to send it right now. Boom. I just sent the owner, if that's his email, if he gets it, I just sent him an email, sent him a text, sent him a letter. I'm going to change the status to letter sent, follow up. Okay. Save lead. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So Sean is asking, can I scrub the list for free and clear in the Freedomsoft, or can I only do that in Propstream? You can only do that in Propstream. So Freedomsoft won't say of this list, these 200 are free and clear. You have to do that in Propstream. All right, let me tell you something cool that I've got coming up real soon here with Freedomsoft that you can do in the Joe McCall Signature Edition. This is cool. It's going to be a little hard for me to explain, but I'll try to be concise and brief here. What you can do soon, and it's coming hopefully in the next week. I'm working with a company where I can take, I can download a big list from Redfin or Freedomsoft or anywhere. And I can put it into Freedomsoft and I can do a mass update of, like, I can select 100 of them, change the status instantly of 100 leads. And then it will trigger, like, let's say this. I download 100 free and clear properties, and I have a letter that's asking the owner if they would consider seller financing. Okay. And I can then change the status, and it instantly sends it to this company I'm working with, and it will send them a handwritten yellow letter on a handwritten envelope for bulk pricing. Even though you're only sending 1 or 50 or 100 or 1,000, it'll send that letter at the bulk pricing. Normally, to get bulk pricing, you got to send like 5,000. But I got a special deal with this company. Well, they'll do it like, even if it's one off, because it's such a big company, they do so much, it doesn't matter to them. And that is coming soon. So cool. I'm excited about that. So it's like a workflow automation in Freedomsoft, but it triggers when you change the status. So you could create a new status. It's just called send owner financing letter. All right. And what it does then is it sends that data to this company, and they will send a letter, a handwritten yellow letter to the owner. It's super cool. I'm excited about it. It's coming soon. All right. So again, this has been good. I went longer than I had hoped. Sorry about that. But if you want more information about Freedomsoft and how to use it, it's a cool tool. I really, really love it. You're going to do more deals. The main thing I love about it is it manages your leads so well that nothing falls through the cracks. Like, I operate under the philosophy of no lead left behind. Okay. No lead left behind. And you want to make sure when you're running your business that every lead gets an offer, every lead gets followed up with, and you need to set up the systems where it gets done for you in spite of you. Right. And there's no better tool, in my opinion, that does that than Freedomsoft. So if you want more information about how to get it, and you want to see a video demonstration of it, I did a webinar recently with Rob Swanson. Go to hundradsofleads.com, hundreds, plural, of leads, plural.com. You can watch a short little webinar of how we literally got hundreds of leads, and it'll blow you away. It's an amazing tool. Use it all the time. I love it. And you're going to be hearing me talk more about it, because especially with this new direct mail tool that I've integrated into it, it's really, really awesome. Hundradsofleads.com. All right, guys, that's it. I'm out of here. I sure appreciate you all. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. I just need like 50 more subscribers, and I'm over the 15,000 subscriber limit. Okay, I'd appreciate it. Subscribe to this channel right now, and we'll see you guys later. Take care, everybody.